In M&A transactions, it is very common for buyers to seek representations, warranties and indemnities to protect their interest. Therefore, it is crucial for the sellers to manage their risks by having appropriate risk mitigation strategies. And one of the key strategies is to really have appropriate limits on the claims which buyers can make. In the short video today, I will give you 10 key strategies to consider as a seller. Firstly, as an indemnifying party, ensure that it's only the buyer and at best its directors who are getting the protection of indemnity and not a wider set of people like its officers, its representatives and advisors, so on and so forth. Also, please do ensure that it's only the actual seller which furnishes the indemnity and not its parent company or group companies or affiliates. Secondly, representations and warranties must be qualified by appropriate qualifiers like material qualifiers or knowledge qualifiers, so that insignificant breaches don't get attracted. Thirdly, disclosures at all which are made by the seller should preclude the buyer to bring claims for those disclosed items. Fourth key point to be noted is the losses which the buyer can actually claim are only actual and direct losses suffered by it, and the seller should not be liable for any indirect, remote or consequential losses. The next key point is that the seller must cap its maximum liability for which it should be accountable, and also set low thresholds for claims which are de minimis claims, low value claims, nuisance claims, for which it should not be accountable. Also, please do set time limits on the claim for which the buyer is entitled to bring a claim, and ordinarily that should be lower than the statutory prescribed timelines. The next critical point is that no double recovery of losses should be allowed. So, if for instance the buyer has successfully recovered a claim from an insurance policy, it should not be allowed again to claw it back from the seller. The next critical point is that the indemnity should be the sole and exclusive monetary remedy for the buyer. The ninth key point is that when it comes to conduct of claims, clearly spell out that the seller will be in control of the proceedings, and for instance buyer should not be allowed to settle the matter without the seller's consent. Lastly, have anti-sandbagging provisions, which basically means claims of which the buyer did have prior knowledge prior to closing. They don't use that as the leverage post closing to bring about claims. In summary, these 10 key points will arm the seller to mitigate the risks appropriately. Obviously, this is not a comprehensive commentary, but a broad overview, and how we end up on each of these points depends a lot on the negotiation leverage and deal dynamics. If should you have any questions on any of these points or want me to amplify any of these, I will be happy to do that. Thank you very much for sparing the time to watch this.